Tonight we're at Future World. Here they have a variety of exhibits, some great ones. One of my favorites is coming up.
My favorite is perhaps the favorite of most, and that's Captain EO. This is an incredible production. The 3D is... Oh, yes. Angelica Houston is terrific, as, of course, is bad boy Michael Jackson. Something else that's interesting is that they're just starting to release the music from Captain EO. You hear it on the radio these days.
Captain is one of the most popular and newest exhibits here at Future World at the Epcot Center. It was years in the planning and years in the making. Not long after it opened, I had the rare opportunity to get kind of an insider's view. So tonight, we'll give you a look at the world's largest indoor aquarium.
It's being called the world's sixth ocean. This 5.6 million gallon aquarium takes man nearly 30 feet below the surface to experience life in the sea. The Living Seas is the newest attraction at Walt Disney World's Epcot Center. The project, co-sponsored by United Technology, started 10 years ago. The original concept came from marine biologist Kym Murphy, who created the underwater set for the motion picture, The Deep.
We built this large underwater filming system over there. I designed it. And that gave me the idea. I thought, my gosh, you know, if we could get people into this point of view, looking out into the ocean, what a fantastic way to bring the people at Epcot Center to the ocean, into the ocean.
This indoor sea is 27 feet deep and 200 feet in diameter. At the bottom, you are surrounded by what seems to be endless ocean.
The object here at the Living Seas was to recreate an underwater environment like you would find off a Caribbean reef. Now, the reef I happen to be lodged up against is made out of fiberglass, and nearly 1,000 tons of chemicals were added to fresh water to make this ocean. Now, there's a very sophisticated computer system which monitors the chemical makeup of the water and adjusts it appropriately, and I have to be honest, I don't think any of these fish can tell the difference.
The animals, the dolphin, all of the critters are so at home. I think that's as gratifying as anything else to see such a natural behavioral situation here.
The over 2,000 inhabitants were collected by Kym and a crew of specialists down in the Florida Keys. Relocating 6 dolphins required special effort. The Living Seas scientific staff is made up of 35 marine biologists, chemists, and animal behavior specialists. And then there's Kai, not exactly a paid member of the staff, but always willing to jump in where he's needed. They are all involved in the effort to help these dolphins grow accustomed to life with man. Not only growing accustomed to life with dolphins, but all the creatures that swim freely in the living seas. All the creatures.
They're extremely intrigued with our presence, and in fact, I'll be in there in just a little while. And the minute a diver is in the water, you're surrounded by critters. And part of it certainly is that we're feeding them. And they look at us as the lunch wagon as soon as we swim by.
The Living Seas is more than the world's largest aquarium. It's a working laboratory. Here, visitors can not only come face-to-face with ocean life, they can also observe ongoing research.
I think the key thing is that we're bringing the public in contact with the most significant aspect of our planet. The oceans are essentially a planetary plasma in a sense. It's really the system responsible for life as we know it. And I think gaining a greater appreciation for the oceans will give these millions of people a greater appreciation for the place that we live. Well, now listen, can you keep a secret?
Yeah.
I was underwater the other night swimming, doing some work, and I looked around myself and I said, my gosh, this is the absolute most fantastic toy ever designed. I mean, I almost feel embarrassed sometimes. It is so remarkable.
shot that story, 2 other residents have been added to the living seas, 2 manatees, as a matter of fact, Jean-Pierre and Lorelei. But here's a quick story about my diving experience. It was a big time. In fact, I've been in the water since. What you do is, above the water level, there's a slanted platform where you enter the living seas. Now, the first time I went in, I had all of my diving gear on, and I went to about chest-deep water. I had my mask, and I was going to clean it off before I got in. So I put it in the water, kind of rinsed it off, put my head down in there onto my mask, and looked around to see what I might see. The first sight I saw was a bull shark coming straight at me from about 50 yards. But the guy assured me they keep them fat and happy in there, so I went ahead and got in the water.